How does one convince a lion to become a vegetarian? The idea of a lion becoming a vegetarian might seem far-fetched and unrealistic, but in the age of climate change and animal rights activism, it's a conversation that's worth having. So, how does one convince a lion to become a vegetarian? Let's explore this question. First and foremost, it's important to understand that lions are apex predators, which means they are at the top of the food chain. They are designed to hunt and kill other animals to survive, and their bodies are adapted to digest and process meat. In fact, lions are obligate carnivores, which means they require specific nutrients and amino acids that can only be found in animal flesh. Therefore, asking a lion to become a vegetarian would be asking it to go against its biological makeup and survival instincts. However, let's imagine a hypothetical scenario where a lion has somehow decided to stop eating meat. Perhaps it's due to health issues, ethical concerns, or simply a change in taste preferences. In this case, how could we convince the lion to stick to a vegetarian diet? One approach could be to offer the lion a variety of plant-based foods that are rich in nutrients and protein. For example, lentils, beans, tofu, and quinoa are all great sources of protein and can be used to create delicious and satisfying meals. These foods could be seasoned and cooked in a way that mimics the taste and texture of meat, which might make the transition easier for the lion. Another option could be to gradually introduce plant-based foods into the lion's diet while still offering small amounts of meat. This would allow the lion's digestive system to adjust to the new foods and ensure that it's still getting the nutrients it needs. Over time, the amount of meat could be decreased until the lion is fully transitioned to a vegetarian diet. Of course, one of the biggest challenges in convincing a lion to become a vegetarian is communication. Unlike humans, lions can't speak or understand language, so it's not possible to explain the benefits of a plant-based diet or have a conversation about the lion's dietary preferences. Instead, we would need to rely on observation and trial and error to figure out what works best. In addition to offering a variety of plant-based foods and gradually transitioning the lion's diet, it might be helpful to provide environmental enrichment and mental stimulation. This could include toys, puzzles, and other forms of enrichment that keep the lion engaged and entertained. By providing a stimulating environment, we might be able to distract the lion from its previous meat-centric diet and encourage it to explore new foods. Another factor to consider is the lion's socialization and upbringing. Lions are social animals and often live in prides where they learn hunting and feeding behaviors from their mothers and other pride members. If a lion has grown up hunting and eating meat, it might be difficult to convince it to switch to a vegetarian diet. However, if a lion is raised in captivity or has limited exposure to meat-based diets, it might be more receptive to plant-based foods. In conclusion, convincing a lion to become a vegetarian is a challenging and complex task that requires careful consideration and planning. While it's not realistic to expect all lions to switch to a plant-based diet, there are ways to make the transition easier and more palatable. By offering a variety of plant-based foods, gradually transitioning the lion's diet, providing environmental enrichment, and considering the lion's socialization and upbringing, we might be able to convince some lions to adopt a vegetarian lifestyle. However, it's important to remember that ultimately, the lion's health and well-being should be our top priority, and any dietary changes should be made with caution and under the guidance of experienced animal care professionals.